Companies that succeed with AI are going to be 20 to 30% more productive than those that don't. Could your company survive if your biggest competitor was 30% more productive than you are? But AI isn't a new phenomenon. We've had AI since the 30s, 40s, and 50s. In fact, some of you may remember the famous Turing test, which was that if you could carry out a conversation with a computer that was indistinguishable from a conversation with a human being, then effectively you could class that as a thinking machine. So what are the opportunities with AI? Well, let's start with software development. It turns out a lot of companies have older code, maybe written in Perl, that needs to be converted into Python. Challenge is, it's really difficult to hire developers when you tell them that that's what their job's going to be. Fortunately, ChatGPT is really, really good at that sort of thing. ChatGPT can even create the testbed for it. It can even auto-document the code. That's just one example. So what are some of the opportunities around how do companies utilize big data for AI?
Well, everyone looks at generative AI and thinks it's just there to answer questions. What you're looking at is the new interface to computing. So it's not just there to help you write your email. This is the next programming language.
What are some of the most creative use cases that you've seen so far?
A really exciting example I've seen of this is in prototyping for car parts. I was with Formula Student, which is a really, really cool thing. We're getting students involved in motorsport. And I went and looked at one of the cars, and the front knuckle that holds the front wheel on the wheel looked like something from Alien. And I had a chance to say, where's that come from? I said, oh no, that was all designed by AI. And they gave it some parameters. AI went through hundreds of thousands of models, worked out which one was best based on the strains and the stresses and positions of where they needed things, and then designed this thing, which was then load tested again by AI, and then 3D printed. And you look at this, you'd never have invented it, but it was beautiful and perfect for the job. And that's a really good example of where we're using AI to rapidly prototype and get to ideas and concepts we'd never think of in our own mind.
As more and more people across your organization are either experimenting with or actually deploying Gen AI projects, they all need access to different data types. They all need to use different protocols to be able to access that data. They're creating manual copies such that they have a copy of your data to support the model that they're training. We have to think about revisioning. Every time you train a model, you need a history of the data that was used to train that model at that particular time. Does it contain data that might be sensitive either at a business level or a personal level? And then there's a new phenomenon of data poisoning that could directly affect the outcome of the model. Every time a new transformative technology such as AI comes along, different groups build technology silos. They go out and choose the right stack, whether that's on premises or whether that's in the cloud, that works best for their particular project. The business sees huge value from that, but over time, it becomes massively complex. Wouldn't it be better if we could get that right up front?
AI involves a lot more than just buying some compute and having some data. It involves a sea change in the way companies think about how they run their infrastructure. And that's what we're doing together with NetApp. We're trying to build solutions that are very easy to implement. It's a very, very different type of IT that folks need to be keenly aware they need to manage differently.
Getting performance and scale is absolutely key, but your intelligent data infrastructure should also be solving for the biggest AI challenges. You can build your intelligent data infrastructure that gives you performance and scale to make sure that those GPUs that you bought are never idle, that has unified storage at its core, that supports any data type, any protocol across any cloud, where you can replicate data such that the data that you need is where the AI is that you're planning to use, that has snapshots built in, giving you that revision history such that you know exactly what data was used to train a model at any particular point in time, with cloning, to give your AI teams the ability to have an instant replica of data that consumes no additional storage that they can use to train their models. And finally, classification. The ability to look inside the data to make sure that there is not personally sensitive or business sensitive data being exposed into those models that you're training. So what we're starting to see with AI is that it's changing the future of work. We know that companies will be 20 to 30% more productive because of AI. It will help increase profit margins by maybe 25%. 60% of workers will use an AI as an assistant. So that makes those some really good projects to start with. You have the opportunity to be the AI workload innovator, to build an intelligent data infrastructure that can start to bring some of these opportunities to life. So it just leaves me with one question. What's stopping you?